Just because you're black doesn't mean you're right, Herb. You also voted for.
You
also voted for Donald Trump.
It's insulting to me because I'm
right. Okay. So let me just get this right. If somebody on hold on.
Listen, I gotta sympathize with something that you said earlier, and I agree with you.
Wow, Herb, are you feeling okay today?
And so you had said something about when people get diagnosed with a disease like cancer or they die.
Yeah.
Let's wait a while before we start criticizing and coming down on them.
I agree.
There's a grace period at least.
So, Herb, can I ask you something? Herb, we obviously agree on that, and I'm glad to hear you say that. So, Herb, let me ask you something. Why do you think there's so many MAGA Republicans out there that are doing this? By the way, I'm not talking about people like you or me or regular everyday people. I'm talking about elected officials. Why do you think so many elected officials like J.D. Vance, our vice president, Donald Trump, our president, Ed Martin, Roger Marshall? I played you a lot of them yesterday and today. Why are they doing it?
I think most of them are coming out and they are sympathizing. However,
no, they're not.
There's a lot of
no, they're not.
Well, okay. I don't want to argue with you.
Well, Herb, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just telling you that almost every MAGA Republican that's been on TV over the last 24 hours have criticized the Biden family. Maybe in a sentence they said, yeah, I hope he gets better, and then they go into the conspiracy theories. So when you say most, I'm only talking about those that have done interviews over the course of the last 24 hours. Even J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, the president and the vice president, who you voted for that ticket, by the way. J.D. Vance, I played you the audio. Donald Trump, I played the audio, talking about Stage 9, sounding like the imbecile that he is. These are people that you voted for, Herb. And guess what? I'd be criticizing Democrats if they did that. But Herb, you have to admit this to me, okay? When Mitch McConnell froze up, the first person that called Mitch McConnell was Joe Biden. How do we know this? Because Mitch McConnell talked about it. Joe Biden wished him well. He showed empathy. But why is it when Paul Pelosi gets bludgeoned with a hammer, they go into the conspiracy theories? Why is it that when, these other types of people like a Joe Biden get cancer, they go into the conspiracy theories and then they start attacking? Herb, it's wrong.
Yeah, I agree. It's wrong. And that's being the first thing that they do, that is wrong. And like I said, there should be some kind of a grace period. At least when I first heard that Joe Biden had cancer, that hit me. I never voted for the guy, but it still hit me.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
I felt so sorry for him.
Well, I appreciate Herb.
I got to ask you this.
Okay,
Brian.
hold on.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
When Rush Limbaugh, when he died, within 24 hours, you came down on him hard.
Yep.
And
here's why.
Saying you hope he died and what the hell?
No, I never said that. Hold on, Herb. I never said I hoped he lost his life. That's a lie. I never said that. There's a difference between saying that and saying I don't feel sorry for him. Now, if you can show me examples of Joe Biden hating on people because of their sexuality, hating on people because of the color of their skin, then I'll correct myself because I don't feel sorrow for bad people. Now, you might not like Joe Biden's policies, and that's totally fine. You have that right. But there is no comparison between Joe Biden, who I have some disagreements with, but I don't think he's a horrible person, and never on the record did he ever call Barack Obama. And by the way, that's what Rush Limbaugh did on his show. Herb, if you don't mind me asking, are you a black man?
You've asked me that about 10
Okay, well, I just want to make sure. Okay, so the answer is yes. I just want to make sure. So, Herb, should you feel bad for somebody who played on their show and called Barack Obama the magic? Is that somebody that we should feel sorrow for?
Well, should we feel sorry for somebody that said
whataboutism.
If you don't vote for me, you're not black?
Okay, so first of all,
well, it's the same.
Okay, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. First, no, it's not. Herb. We're talking about you. Herb.
We're talking about
Herb. I'm giving you my answer, but hold on. Herb, I need you to listen. We're having a conversation. I need you to listen. When you call somebody, Herb, I need you to stop talking now so I could respond. There is no comparison between calling Barack Obama on a radio show and Joe Biden saying you're not black if you don't vote for me. By the way, Joe Biden apologized the next day. Okay. There is no comparison between mocking someone because of their skin color, which is exactly what Rush Limbaugh did. He also called women whores that want prophylactics. Okay. This is a man who spread bigotry. No, hold on. I'll let you finish, but this is a man who spread bigotry on the air every single day. And you can't compare that to Joe Biden making a statement, you ain't black if you're not voting for me. By the way, he apologized the next day. There is no comparison between the two. Joe Biden is a decent man. He's suffered a lot of loss in his life. He's not this horrible human being. Simply put, Rush Limbaugh was. And I never said that I wanted his life to end. That is also a lie. Do I hope he's burning in hell? Absolutely. But there's a difference between saying that and hoping that somebody's life ends, which I never said. I don't take back anything I've ever said about Rush Limbaugh. I don't like a lot of Republicans in office today, but I'll even tell you something even more. If Donald Trump was diagnosed with cancer tomorrow, I would not go on the air smiling, I wouldn't be gloating, and I wouldn't come up with conspiracy theories. That is the difference between somebody like me and somebody on the far right. Go ahead, Herb.
Okay, Brian. I'm black. So for you to call me a
I didn't say that. I didn't say that to you. I didn't say that.
I know you didn't. I'm using this as an example. Let's say you call me a that is not a disgrace to me.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Brian, let me finish. You see, that's the problem. That's why conservatives don't call your show.
Oh, they do actually.
You don't listen to what they have to say.
They do actually, Herb. They call in a lot.
So
go ahead, Herb.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. So if someone calls me a that's not an insult.
I heard you say that already.
There was a time when that was a common reference to black folks.
Herb.
They were called. So that's not an.
Herb, I have a question for you. Context matters. Hold on, Herb. Herb, I will let you, but I want to ask you a question first, Herb. In the context of how he said it, Barack the Magic, is that insulting or is he just doing it to be respectful? Barack the Magic, is that insulting someone because of the color of their skin or not? Yes or no, Herb? Answer my question. No, don't brine me.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yes or no?
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
No, it's not insulting. It's more insulting to me to tell me that I'm not black if I don't vote for you. I don't care if you apologize.
Herb, that's ridiculous.
All
right. So I just want to get this right. In your context, just because you're black doesn't mean you're right, Herb. You also voted for Donald Trump.
It's insulting to me because I'm
right. Okay. So let me just get this right. If somebody on it, hold on.
No,
I want to.
Let me finish.
No, Herb, let me just finish, and then it's your turn. Okay, Herb, let me just finish. So according to Herb, on a national show with the most listenership on the planet, in this case it was Rush Limbaugh, who called Barack Obama the magic on his show. According to Herb, that's not insulting, and he didn't mean it in an insulting way. Herb, I just want to make sure, and I want you to clarify. That's not trying to insult somebody if they're black. Is that what you're saying, Herb?
I didn't say he didn't say it in an insulting way. I'm just saying, to me, that is not insulting. Okay, that's his opinion.
So if it's
that's what he says.
It's just his opinion.
However, Brian, bottom line is that you waited less than 24 hours.
Yep.
It's really hard. How you felt about Rush Limbaugh.
It's really hard, Herb, when I keep repeating myself over and over and over again. I don't wish well to bad people, okay? I don't wish good feelings for people that caused a lot of other people harm. I don't wish well for people that went on the radio every single day and attacked the LGBT community, attacked the trans community, attacked people who look like you. And I am amazed that you are either you're not aware of it and you're complicit or you're just lying. Rush Limbaugh attacked people that look like you every day, and he called our former president of the United States, who happens to be black, Barack the Magic. And you're telling me that none of that stuff bothered you as much as Joe Biden said, you ain't black if you're not voting for me. Oh, yeah, by the way, he apologized for it the next day. Is that what you're saying, Herb?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, Herb, I appreciate your call, Herb. Have a nice day. I just can't take any more of it, Herb. I just can't. I tried. I just can't. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Calling a black man from a white man, insulting a black man is not insulting to you, and nowhere near as insulting as Joe Biden said, you're not black if you're not voting for me, and then apologizes the next day. Herb, that's absolutely insufferable and ridiculous. It's absurd. It's insane. I appreciate you calling, Herb, but you just embarrassed yourself on this show once again.